This is Tamara Harper of Smallwood Studios, and this is part 2 of the DIY Sashiko rifle paper do-it-yourself throw pillow kit. So I have finished my fabric with the Sashiko designs. I've tied off all of my ends and cut the extra threads. I was going to show you on some places like this where I needed to stop here and keep going here, for example, you can just make your thread travel like this, so I didn't have like one big piece of thread carrying over. That is just a method that I use so that I don't have to stop and then restart. The first thing I'm going to do now that this is done is iron it, and you could either just lightly hold the iron over and steam, or you could sandwich this piece underneath a towel or something, because you don't want to be like pressing as hard as you possibly can onto this fabric, because your stitches are slightly raised, and it's just going to look better if you don't squash down your stitches. All right, then I'm going to iron this other piece and we'll move on to the next step. Okay, I've got my 2 pieces of fabric pinned together, right sides together. I'm going to sew at the machine perimeter all the way around the edges, leaving about a 5 or 6 inch gap right here so we can fill it with the stuffing. I also added a little tag for the corner right here if you want to do a tag, and I'm actually going to be using this stitch line as my guide for the seam, and then I will trim the excess fabric after it's done from the machine. Alright, and now that I've got my pillow sewn all the way around with the opening right here, I'm going to trim the excess fabric off. When it's time to flip your pillow right side out, just take care that all 4 of the corners are completely turned out. You may want to use a little awl or some kind of a tool to make sure you get all 4 of those corners. All right, and we're gonna add stuffing just a little bit at a time. You don't wanna try to do too much at one time. Just take your time with it and make sure that you're pushing the stuffing all the way to each of the corners as you go. Okay, we've got our pillow stuffed, and we are going to clip the opening shut. You can also use straight pins for this part. Whatever you like. And then we're going to take a regular sewing needle and some thread that is doubled over. On the other side, you have the 2 ends of your thread. We're going to make a loop and put in both of those ends through there 2 times. And then we're going to just make sure that this knot does not come through. The way that I like to do that is just pick any spot inside the pillow, go in and out, and then go back through your loop. That way it's going to be nice and secure. You don't have to worry about that small knot coming through as you are working. And then to finish up the pillow, I believe this is just called an invisible stitch. You come directly up and just slip that needle through a bit of the navy fabric. I don't know if I can get it. Yeah, slip it through the navy fabric. And when you come back up, we're going to go through the pink fabric. And we're just going to keep working our way over until we have stitched it all up. And I might actually go back and stitch that part a little better. So you can go in both directions to make it nice and secure. Let's go back and catch that. Yes, right there. Getting a little knotted. But that's it. We're just, as soon as we get this stitched, that is your pillow. And I really hope that you enjoyed the kits. When I tie this off, it's just going to be another one of those regular double knots. So I'm going to speed things up here, and I'll get us to the end.